Let's bring us back over here. Okay, I'm live again. I think I'm live. Oh, but I didn't do the thing that needs to have the thing to do the stuff to prevent the bots. Last thing I need is the whole go here. And of course we'll just share all this. You know, everybody can watch what I'm doing. Go there. Edit. There we go. Okay, now I'm happy with that. And then I need to pull up a separate window here. Nope. Don't need that on the screen. I'm going to click this.
Well, the sound should be fixed now.
Well, that's my question. You know, did it fix it? Because I am live. I think I am live. Wrong one. No, I don't want that up. I want this up. Okay. Let's see. How do I sound? No, I don't want that up. I want this up. Okay. Let's see. How do I sound? No, I don't want that up. I want this up. Okay. Let's see. How do I sound? No, I don't want that. Oh. That's just... Also, it went into a loop on me there, Floristic.
Doing a loop on you?
Yeah, it was...
It's coming from me.
Looping my voice. But, okay, I can minimize that. Put that there. And pull this up. This is what I wanted. Copy this. Right-click Stephanie. Message. There you go, Stephanie. This is just the basic set, but it'll help you. Other books and stuff we'll talk about off stream. Okay. Stephanie.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So back where we were at. Let me open GCS. Hopefully my sound is better. And because I didn't give anybody any kind of alert or anything, because I had no idea that my system was going to go. Hopefully the people that were watching the stream have come back. That was unexpected. That's why I named it Round 2. All right, now let's see. We're going to pull up a new character sheet just so that people can see it. And then we're going to go here. Okay, so we're looking at the Holy Warrior. Wrong Holy Warrior. We're looking at the Scout. And we're looking at the Holy Warrior. Now, interesting. I should bring this up. It's very strange, and we've been trying to figure out what's been going on with a friend of mine in one of the games I've been playing. But when he's got GCS open, it affects his microphone. As soon as he closes GCS, all of a sudden we can hear him on Discord. But while he has it open, he sounds like he is in another county. So I'm hoping you guys can hear me just fine now.
I hear you fine. Yeah.
It's still the same on stream, yeah.
Still the same on stream.
Hmm.
Man, I wish I knew what was going on.
Well, it's a bit better. It's a bit better on stream.
Okay.
But it's like I sound too loud, to my understanding.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess the easiest way to do it, turn you guys down a little bit like that. And that puts us all at the same volume, I think.
Okay. Sounds good.
So I turned down the desktop audio. Because the desktop audio is what picks up you guys because you're in Discord. Okay. So, well, I could say I could hear myself clearly off of somebody's computer. All right. So, one of your big things you gotta do, Floristic, and this is why I was recommending to pick this first. You got your 15 points chosen from this thing, 15 points chosen from that thing, and then you have one that says choose one of. You have to have one of those four. I would not recommend the vow of sleep only when afloat or in sight of a large body of water.
Yeah,
if I stick you in,
because there's plenty of water, but
yeah, but if you have to go do an adventure that's up in a mountain, you might not be able to see the water.
Okay. And what is the other one? Like the other vow?
The which one? The vow?
Only what can be carried on a ship.
That'd be great if we were doing a seafaring mission. For me, taking that vow would be cheating. Because only own what can be carried on a ship. That leaves it pretty open.
Yeah, well.
It doesn't feel like a 10-point disadvantage, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I figured. Okay.
I mean, basically, you'll never own a house, you'll never own a tavern, you'll never own, but you need to carry an anvil with you. No problem. You can put that on a ship. What you can't put on a ship is like a house or land. You can't own land. Now that's interesting. Huh. Depending on how the storyline went, that vow could come into play much later on down the line. So if a ruler or whatnot, was very happy with the work you did and wanted to award y'all a large plot of land to live off of and everything, you wouldn't be able to take the reward, Floristic.
Yeah.
So it has its possibilities. I'm not 100% certain that it's going to come into play.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to grab it, that's fine. I don't mind.
Well,
I'll just make you take a vow of chastity and then hang out with Casper's erotic cleric.
Yeah, I'm still looking very confused at all of these.
No problem.
What do you recommend for me to take?
Selfless is a good one. Selfless is dangerous, but disadvantages are supposed to be.
Yeah.
But this helps to kind of flesh out the concept and whatnot of the character. QRS. Okay. Yes, I know, people. I just had to do my alphabet in my head to figure out where S was. Leave me alone. Selfless. You are altruistic and self-sacrificing and put little importance on personal fame and wealth. You must make a self-control roll to put your needs, even survival, before those of someone else. Basically, um, if there is a to give a good example, so Stephanie's planning on playing an archer. You see another archer that's getting ready to shoot Stephanie's character.
I will be the first to jump in
You
and
might,
deflect it.
well, you might jump in and get hit with the shot to prevent Stephanie from getting hit by it.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like me.
Compulsive vowing. Let's talk about compulsions.
Mm-hmm.
Compulsions are fun. Compulsions create a fun way to roleplay a character. Okay. So compulsive behavior. Hold on, I gotta zoom this thing back in so I can actually read it. Because my eyes are old. Alright, this is a long one, okay? You ready? You have a habit,
Okay.
often a vice, that wastes a good deal of your time or money. You must indulge at least once per day, if at all possible. You do so anytime you have the opportunity, unless you can make a self-control roll. You seek to avoid any situation where you know you will be unable to indulge for more than a day. You must make a self-control roll to enter such a situation. If you succeed, or are forced in the situation, you suffer from bad temper the whole time. Basically, you're just not happy. Now, the one that I'm looking at, though, is the compulsive vowing. Compulsive vowing.
Yeah.
It is such an entertaining one. Compulsive vowing. You never simply decide to do something. You must make it an oath. Although these vows are often trivial in nature, you approach them with all the same solemnity and dedication. You may tack extraneous vows onto legitimate ones. So you don't have a vow currently. I mean, or you got if you picked up the vow, only carry what can be carried on a ship. You can say, I vow I will, do this or that, or you can say, the let's say the tavern owner has this deal that says if you can eat the whole hog in an hour, you get your meal for you and your party get their meal for free, and you go, I vow I am going to eat this hog.
Good. Yeah, sure.
So
Sounds fun.
it can be an entertaining one to play with. Compulsive generosity versus charitable.
Mm-hmm.
Generosity, you're too open-handed. If a beggar asks for cash, you give. And where others give copper, you give silver. You always listen to larger requests for financial aid. Even if they're remotely plausible, you must make a self-control roll whenever you hear a good, hard luck story. If you are broke when asked, you apologize profusely. You aren't a complete sucker. You just feel guilty about being better off than others. In a society with a lot of beggars around, increase your cost of living. I wouldn't recommend this.
And charitable?
Charitable gets a little different. Because, you would think compulsive generosity and charitable, they sound like they should be pretty much the same thing, right? So charitable. You are acutely aware of others' emotions and feel compelled to help those around you, even legitimate enemies. Make a self-control roll in any situation where you could render aid or specifically ask for help, but should resist the urge. If you fail, you must offer assistance, even if that means violating orders or walking into a potential trap. Now, the reason I'm bringing this one up, having a charitable holy warrior with other people that are bloodthirsty makes things interesting because if the enemy is already downed, he surrendered. He asks you for help. And let's say Stephanie fails her bloodlust roll. Stephanie's going to go kill him. And you're going to have to get in the way.
I mean, if Steffi is going to kill someone who surrendered.
Well, that's part of what bloodlust is.
Then my charitable will say no.
Hang on, I'll take it out and pick something different.
Oh, no. Keep it. That's part of what makes it fun to roleplay, Stephanie.
Oh, it's going to be fun. We're going to be in a constant fight with each other.
That's what makes it fun. Because
We're going to kill each other.
Well, I mean, Casper was talking about taking bloodlust. And I'm saying, it's not even in your list.
And he's looking for it.
But,
Where do I put this?
one of the best things about disadvantages and having disadvantages that kind of conflict with each other, that creates some of the best parties, honestly. Now, when they severely contradict each other, okay, that does not make a good party. But when you have this kind of a potential conflict, it's not something that's going to happen all the time. This is something that has potential to happen. That's where it makes the role-playing of the character and everything fun and interesting, because then you're not role-playing with the GM. You're not role-playing with the NPC that I have. No, instead, you two are playing off of each other and making a story and creating that needed bond between your characters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought about doing to y'all with the absolute worst starting position ever. And it's one that I've thought about running with people many times before in the past. So, there's the traditional, you all meet in a tavern. Then there's the, some of you already know each other, and then, we have y'all meet up, and then we do introductions and that kind of stuff. In our particular case, with our storyline that we're going to be doing, I think introductions actually wouldn't be a bad thing. And then there is option number 7. I know, y'all are going, he can't count. No. There are other options. I'm just jumping forward to option number 7. Option number 7 is you all wake up in a jail cell and you don't know why you're there.
I like that one.
Yay! That's cool.
I like that one.
And then I went with and then I had option number 8 of you all wake up in a crypt and you're laying on a slab and you don't know why you're there.
Well, see, Casper would like that one.
Waking up in
I like the dark vibe that we start with there.
Okay.
Because a crypt isn't your basic jail where everyone can be put in. And being on a slab.
Well, and then part of the goal of the story is to find out, why were you in the crypt? Who are you? Why? What happened? You know who you are, but you have no memory of how you wound up there.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good to me.
Stephanie, what do you think of that one?
Fine with me, sure. Sounds good.
I think Casper will like it too.
Okay. I get to pull out one of my favorite maps. That's going to be fun. Okay, so, all right, back to character creation. Now that we know how we're going to start the story, and it's going to leave everybody in chat just going, wait, they're all going to wake up in a crypt and they don't know why they're there? Yep. might not be at Doria. Might have changed locations. Maybe do it with the last place you remember being was Doria. I'll have to ponder this one for storytelling. Because chat, that's my job. And in GURPS, in D&D, the person that runs the game is known as the Dungeon Master. And Vampire the Masquerade and all the White Wolf games, they're known as the Storyteller. And in GURPS, they're known as the GM, or otherwise known as the Game Master. Personally, I prefer the term the Storyteller. The Storyteller referees where it's needed. I don't even know how many people are watching the stream. I think it's just the three of us. Because everybody went.
Are you watching it too?
I am.
If you are watching your own stream, then we are the only three people here.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll still talk to the chat anyways, as if they're actually there.
Yeah, sure. For people who will watch it later.
Playback, yeah.
Oh, but it has 4 likes, so there have been other people that have come by.
I even see 5 likes. So.
Well, there's 5 likes now that I clicked the like button. I liked my own stream. Okay.
We have to remember to remind Casper to do that because he forgets to do that.
And jumps up to 6.
Yeah, I usually forget to do that too, Stephanie.
Jumped up to 6 for me. So now you have 6 likes.
Oh, I do see 6 likes now.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Congratulations.
Woohoo!
That's probably Bill somewhere hiding.
They like us. They really like us. Okay. Now let's for a moment, I'm going to bounce off of your disadvantages for a second. We're going to go back over to Stephanie's.
Okay.
So Stephanie, you've picked out some disadvantages.
Yep.
How about telling me what you decided to go with?
I went with, the biggies are bloodlust.
Yep.
I figured a good one to pair with that would be some good paranoia.
Well, it's not paranoid if they really are out to get you.
And then I thought I needed a couple more biggies, so code of honor, soldiers, and no sense of humor. And then a couple of little ones, social stigma, and a sense of duty.
I'm going to recommend staying away from the code of honor soldier.
Okay.
The code of honor soldier mixed with bloodlust makes things... Actually, no, keep it. We can do a fun story with that. You were court-martialed. So you have a soldier's code of honor, but because of your bloodlust, you got court-martialed. That makes things interesting.
Get away.
And you wanted to go with social stigma, you said?
Sure.
No. I'm asking.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember everything you said. Sorry.
I said, okay, the big ones were bloodlust, paranoia, code of honor, soldiers, no sense of humor, basically, because I had to take something.
No sense of humor.
And then social stigma and sense of duty, adventuring companions.
Okay, well, the adventuring companions one, that's a good one to have. Social stigma. That'll come into play pretty heavily in Doria. That's interesting. Okay, we can play with that. You decide not to be greedy. So does that give you a total of 50? All right, it should give you, let's see, you're supposed to pull 35 points from there. 15 points from there. 15, that's 40. Yeah, 50 points. So your disadvantage container should have a total of 50 in it.
I have 50.
Perfect. Then you are all set with that. Now, you see the thing that says secondary characteristics down there at the bottom? Below the disadvantages. Honestly, I would just close the disadvantages drop down. So you see where it says secondary characteristics.
Yeah.
Take where it just says secondary characteristics and just drag that container over to your character sheet. Secondary characteristics is automatic for your character. Now, this is going to do some interesting stuff with you because perception runs off of intelligence. Okay, you have a intelligence of 11, but your perception now is going to be bumped up by 3 more points. So now you've got a perception of 14. That is massive. Now, once you grab that's a quick one to grab and drag because you're not making any choices. Okay. Above where it says class disadvantages, you see where it has the spot where it says class advantages. If you open up that container, you'll see where it says 20 points chosen from. Do not open that yet. Below where it says 20 points chosen from, there are 2 items there. One's heroic archer. The other one is talent outdoorsman. You want to make sure both of those are on your character sheet. Oh, yeah, I left out the real downside floristic and Stephanie. The whole waking up in a crypt thing. Yeah, you wake up with no gear.
Well, we'll find some gear along the way, I guess.
Okay. Want to make sure you guys are okay with this. Make sure you understand where I'm throwing you. Hey, you're going to be waking up.
Stephanie can start biting stuff.
Gonna be waking up barely dressed. All right. So want to make sure we understood where we're at here. Okay.
Well, I mean, in prison, we kind of just would have rounded up with rice. So
once you've got that heroic archer and that outdoorsman talent, I will help you with the heroic archer information off stream, Stephanie. There's a lot that goes to it, but it is what makes you wanted to be an archer. This is what makes you the uber archer. This is what's going to actually make it where you have less of a difficulty doing ridiculous feats with your archery. I mean, like parkouring up a stalactite, jumping off of it so that you can get an angle on an enemy and shooting at them as you're flying through the air, only to flip over, hit the other side of the wall, and come back down.
Okay. Yep. Sounds good.
Now, that requires a lot of die rolls, which means it has lots of chances for failure. But it still winds up looking awesome.
Okay.
Okay, so after you grab your heroic archer and your outdoorsman talent, then you have the drop down there that has the 20 points chosen from. So there are a bunch of things to pick from here. I have a recommendation for you. And it's a tough choice out of these advantages they have. Okay. But my recommendation to you is going to be Weapon Master Bow. Combat reflexes, being fit, your danger sense, the high pain threshold, all those would be awesome to have. But those are all things you can actually pick up later. But out of the gate, starting off, I would recommend picking up that Weapon Master. Because it costs... Well, the reason I recommend this is because it costs 20 points. And so when I've already told you that every game session, you're going to pick up somewhere between 2 to 3 points a game session. If every game session is 2 points, that means it's 10 game sessions before you can ever pick up Weapon Master. 10 game sessions. Now, typically when I run my games, I run every other week. I think with this one, we're going to attempt to run every week. Even with every week, that's 10 weeks. 10 weeks, that's 2.5 months. So, just want to make sure I want to make sure I set the stage for how long it takes to level up and do things. You know.
Okay. All right. I'll take your advice. I got it.
All
Over
right.
there.
So
It's good.
now, the other thing that I'd like for you to do, and we'll figure these out in just a moment. So first off, we're going to start off with on the right hand side. See where it has skill/technique.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So now we're going to start with the primary skills. Now, this one's pretty easy. Underneath primary skills, you'll see it has bow, camouflage, fast draw, observation, and tracking. You're going to take all those and drag them over to your character sheet. Now,
Bow, camouflage, fast draw, observation, and tracking.
yep. So now watch the stream real quick, and you'll see something I can do, and this will help you. Okay. So I'm going to click on the bow. See that?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to hold down Shift, and I'm going to click on tracking. See it highlighted all of them? Then I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to drag it over here. And now it moved the whole group over.
Okay.
That way you're not having to sit there and drag every single one of them. Okay. Now, underneath that, you have choose a melee package. Melee, meaning hand-to-hand combat. So, you are either going to go with melee 1, which means sword, spear, shield. And you're going to choose one weapon, whether it's broadsword, short sword, spear, and you have a shield. Or, you go with the second melee option, and you're going to choose to just go broadsword, short sword, spear, or staff. My recommendation to you on this one, because you're already going to have a bow, staff gets complicated because you got to figure out how in the world you're going to carry a bow and a staff at the same time. Now, there are bows that you can pick up that work like a staff. So you never actually have to drop your bow. You can actually hit people with your staff, and it's not going to damage the bow. But most bows you never would use for melee combat. So, and that kind of a bow is not something you're going to start off with. So my question is, do you want to go with broadsword, short sword, spear? Do you want to use a shield?
How about just a broadsword?
Okay, straight broadsword. Now, while we're in this area, I want to point out something to you guys, because these will be important for you, especially as you decide you want to level up your characters, maybe pick up some new skills and stuff. So, to purchase a skill, a single skill, it costs you 1 character point. Okay. This is where the math gets funky, and this is why I like using GCS. To level up that skill, you got 1 point in it. If you want to level up that skill to the next level, then you'll spend 1 more character point. That totals out to 2 character points. Okay. If you want to level up that skill again, it will cost you an additional 2 points, coming out to a total of 4 points. Now that means you've picked up the skill, you've leveled it up twice. That's 4 points. From there on out, anytime you want to level up your skill, it costs you 4 points. The reason I'm bringing this to your attention is because with this build, your bow has 16 character points spent into it. So to level up your bow is always going to cost you 4 character points to get better with the bow. Okay. Same thing here with the broadsword. It's got 12 points in it. It's always going to cost you 4 points. As we get down into some of the other secondary and background skills, you'll find many of them that have got 1 point in them and whatnot. Fast draw arrow, you'll see it only has 1 point currently spent in it. Your observation and your camouflage, those have only got 2 points spent in them. So just to give you an idea on how you can level up your character, how you can increase your character, the thing is you want to do it with things that make sense for your character. You don't want to level up things just for the sake of leveling it up. If you're leveling up something you never use, that's a bunch of wasted points. Okay.
Right.
So, did you go with the broadsword with the 12 point, or did you go with the broadsword with the 8 point? The reason I'm asking is because if you go broadsword with the 8 points, then that means the other 4 points will go into being able to have a shield. A shield will help you with dodging, parrying, and blocking. Whereas if you just go straight broadsword, you're not going to be carrying that extra defensive item with you. However, trying to shoot a bow while wearing a shield, I do archery in real life. It's impossible to shoot a bow while wearing a shield.
I was just going to go with the broadsword.
All right, that works.
I was just going to go, bow for, range shots and broadsword for close in.
All right.
So there's no damn shoddy. Oh,
So
sorry,
then,
wrong.
so then underneath that melee area, after you grab that broadsword, you'll see you have a section here that says secondary skills. Okay.
Okay.
You're going to grab everything except for this little thing that says one of. Underneath the one of, you're either going to grab navigation land, navigation sea. I would recommend grabbing navigation land. But you get all of the other skills that are in here.
Okay, hang on. Climbing, cartography, gesture, hiking, mimicry.
Yep, those are all yours, along with the shadowing, stealth, survival, and traps. Survival, just grab it, and you see where it has a little @ sign? It says environment with an @ sign. So survival, we have to determine what kind of survival you do. I would recommend, because of the area we're in and the kind of character you're kind of building here, I would go with woodlands. The reason I'm recommending that is because then we don't have to roll a whole bunch of attacks and everything. You can just say you're traveling with the group, and you say, hey, I'm going to go grab dinner. You roll survival. I say, hey, wow, you did really good. You got a 10-point buck. Y'all got food for a week.
Okay, so
And
she's
then,
providing.
well, potentially, she could always fail her survival check.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden she's going, well, I guess we're eating berries this week.
Well, good. We have a druid on our side to select the good berries.
Right? And then if the druid doesn't like you, he goes, oh, yeah, those are good to eat. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Or worse, the druid goes, oh, yeah, those are good to eat. Yeah, those are great. Those are great. They'll definitely help you, move along. And then just as you're taking them, throwing in your mouth, he goes, they taste like ass, but they're good for you. And then you have this section here that has background skills, okay? And so you can either improve your primary or secondary skills, or you can pick up a few of these. You pick 8 of these. Now, there are some of these in here that I would recommend you picking up, like armory missile weapons. Pick up armory missile weapons, you know how to make your own arrows. Knot tying, useful. Knife, useful. Jumping will be useful. However, they don't have one on here that I would like for you to be able to have, Stephanie. So it's missing a skill that I believe belongs on this particular build. So we're going to pick up a skill from somewhere else if you're interested. What did you think of me describing the whole archery mixed with parkour?
Well, it sounded fun. Okay. I've never done that.
Okay. So in order to get to that, you're going to scroll up over here on the left-hand side in your Library Explorer. You're going to go to Basic Set. Okay. Under Basic Set, you're going to go to Basic Set Skills. You're going to double-click that. And this is pretty easy. There's one right there called Acrobatics. And you're just going to drag and drop Acrobatics to your character sheet. And we'll count that as one of your background skills. So that'll be one of your 8 points in background skills. Those have been that one has been spent. The rest of it, I would recommend for you to just kind of take a look at the names of them and everything.
It wouldn't drop. It wouldn't go.
Oh, you got to drop it into the skill technique area, like where you got the bow, camouflage, fast draw. See where that is on your character sheet? Drag it down where that bow, camouflage, fast draw stuff is.
Where?
See my sheet on my screen? On my
Oh,
screen?
it's way over there. Hang on. There we go. There. Okay, it's there.
Yep. You just want to drag it there. So that's one of your 8 points. So that leaves you with 7 points left to spend out of your background skills. Or, this is where it gets interesting. You can spend, and this is not a horrible idea, by the way, Stephanie. You can spend 4 points on your bow to take it up to the next level.
Okay. And how do I do that?
So, on your character sheet, so that's this area here on the left-hand side, you see where I'm at?
Are you right here? Character sheet.
Yep, you see where I'm at? I got my mouse moving. I'm going to
No,
double...
my screen is too small. I can't see. A little teeny mouse on a little bitty screen.
I'm so sorry. So, basically, on your character sheet, which is on the left-hand side, I'm double-clicking where it says bow. Okay?
Okay.
When you double-click where it says bow on your character sheet, you'll see a thing that says points. And you're going to change that 16 to a 20. Having a 20 in your bow out of the gate.
It says 18. Yeah, okay, so I change it to...
You want to be 20. Oh, no. Okay. So what you're looking at is the skill level, the SL. The SL is not what we're looking at. You got the RSL, and then next to it is points. You want the points to be at 20.
Okay. How it went to 19?
Now,
there it is.
now if I take the dex on this sheet and move it to 14, then yeah, it should give you a skill level of 19.
Okay.
That is that's a solid skill level. And honestly, with the bow, the bow takes so many penalties because of range and a few other things, and you'll see that. And some of the stuff we're going to do to understand how the game system works, we're going to do it off stream. I plan on doing a mock combat with you guys, and I'm going to do that off stream. To help you guys actually understand what's going on. Because if I'm going to do a mock combat, I don't want to be glancing over and trying to focus on chat or anything. You know, I don't want to be answering any chat's questions while trying to help you guys learn how your characters work.
Chris, I gotta go. My husband just walked in.
Oh.
I gotta get dinner. I gotta feed the fur babies. I still have to argue with the taxes, and I'm not anywhere near done with them, so I gotta go.
No problem, Stephanie. I understand. Just make sure you save your character.
Oh, save my character,
Go file and
save as.
click. Actually, you can just click file and save, and
Okay.
then
Cool.
and after you've done that, you close out. Next time you open it up, we can just go to recent and we can pull your character right back up. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Save changes. Yes.
Hey, thanks for taking the time to join me on this tonight and get your character built. Your character's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, I appreciate I appreciate your time and effort. Thanks a lot. And yeah, let me know when we're gonna pick this up again, so
Yep.
we can do that.
Well, right now, working on just making sure that everybody gets a chance to feel out the character and understand how it works and everything. And I want to finish the character build, obviously. So I'll ping you next time I've got a day available, and we'll schedule a time that works for both of us. Okay.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much.
All right.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
See you later, Stephanie.
All right.
Bye bye.
Now for the complicated one.
Oh,
Now,
what is?
now it's time for you. The complicated one. The one that gets holy abilities and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah.
Because you don't get spells. You get abilities.
Yeah, I know. I saw that already. I've been looking through the shades heavily. But what is fanaticism?
Fanaticism.
Fanaticism.
Don't.
Yeah.
Just don't.
Don't.
Just
Okay.
don't. No, just don't. Fanaticism is great for villains. It's great for mooks, where they believe in the cause so heavily that they will willingly give their lives for their cause. That's a fanatic.
No. Okay. So, so far I got a charitable, impulsiveness, selfless, and that leaves me with 30 points to fill out.
Wait,
20.
so I was
24.
gonna say, but my math
Yeah.
there.
What is easy to read?
Easy to read. Pull that one up. Trying to be very careful not to be sharing my PDF screen on this. Let's see. Easy to read. Oof. All right, I'll read this one to you in just a second. Clarissa, can you give me 30 seconds?
Okay.
Mic off. Mic on.
Sorry, apparently my bladder's wanting to be extra active tonight. Okay. Let's see. I gotta fix something else. I don't have that software up right now. And trying to make sure I'm watching chat at the same time. That's not chat. This is chat. And it's just you and me here. All right, fix the equalizer. Okay, so easy to read. Easy to read is an interesting one. Your body language betrays your true intentions. This is not the same as truthfulness. You have no moral problems with lying. You may even possess fast talk at a high level, but your face or stance gives the game away. Easy to read gives others +4 on all empathy, body language, and psychology rolls to discern your intentions or the truth of your words. As well, they get a +4 to their IQ, detect lies, and gambling rolls in any quick contest with your acting, fast talk, or gambling skill when you try to lie or bluff. If you also have truthfulness, your fast talk skill is at -5 on top of this. This is a crippling disadvantage for a would-be spy, con man, or gambler. This actually is not a bad one. And the reason I say this is because you are going with a C Holy Warrior. Okay. Most seamen, they tell it like it is. You anger them, anything like that, and they may try to hide it, but it doesn't matter how much they try to hide it. Their words may sound nice and they're being pleasant and everything, but their body language and their facial expression tells you they are not happy.
Mm-hmm.
This can be a fun one to roleplay, in my opinion. But if you plan on your character doing gambling or anything like that, then, that could be absolutely a disadvantage.
I'll leave that to the bloodlusty one. Somewhere you have.
And from
have to have the advantages. So, and I feel like in real life I'm pretty easy to read as well.
Okay. Well, and from
like
the talking
body language and stuff. So
from the talking I've done to other people, I know of at least 2 other streamers that may be joining us.
Oh. Wow.
That may be joining us. Phoenix.
Yeah.
And then an unexpected one. Stu.
Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. Having both of them, it's gonna be very fun.
Yeah, well, having a group of 5, that'll be very interesting. I wasn't able to give them a heads up that I was going to be doing this evening, because it was kind of on one hand, I'd already kind of decided earlier this week that I was going to do it. I had planned on doing it yesterday, but we were up really late, Floristic, and so when I got home yesterday, I sat down in a recliner, I stretched out. I was like, I'm just going to relax. I'm just going to relax for a little bit, and then I'll hop on and we'll work on characters and stuff. And then it was morning.
Oh well. Hope you had a good rest there.
Not really. I don't sleep well in the recliner. My body hurts a lot.
No. I get it, but it's kind of like you needed it, so.
Oh yeah, I definitely did. But now the other thing we'll be doing before we actually start the game. So these kind of tabletop games, these are typically done in person, and you had, that's the reason it's called tabletop. The game master, he'd have terrain and all kinds of stuff put down on the table of, okay, here's what we're going to be dealing with. And you had a miniature that represented your character. Now, in days past, when it was tabletop, you'd have to pick out whatever miniature best represented your character. or at least that you felt like you could just
Right.
use as the representation? Well, because I actually have a subscription with a program called Hero Forge,
Mm-hmm.
we can create a 3D model of your character, however you want them to look.
That's cool.
And because of my subscription, then I can also save it as a token for a virtual tabletop game, which is what we're going to do. We're going to be doing virtual tabletop. And then we can take that token, apply it to your character, and that is your person.
That's cool.
And there's still quite a learning curve to go with this. GURPS is not the easiest system to learn. I will say that straightforward in chat. Yeah, you heard it here. It's a great system. I love it. It is probably my favorite gaming system. But it's not an easy one to learn. It can be overwhelming because there is a lot. It gets even more overwhelming when you actually want to spend your character points. But, like I said, I want to do some mock combats and stuff with y'all in order to make sure that when we actually play, that we're not trying to learn combat in the middle of game. You know.
Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So you've picked out 40 points of disadvantages, sounds like?
40 points, yeah.
So you need 10 more points.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you? Hold on, let me count.
I do, I have.
You need one of these.
Minus
That's
40 on disadvantage.
Oh, then you're fine. You picked out exactly what they...
Minus 40 is fine?
Yep, well, because you picked out exactly what they have set aside for you. Because that's 15, that's 30, and then 10, that's 40. Okay? Your other 10 points of disadvantages, believe it or not, comes out of your secondary characteristics. In your secondary characteristics, these you have to take. So just take the...
Yeah, but
thing.
Those balance out each other?
Yep. Yeah, they balance each other out. That's why it comes out as 0. But you just take the secondary characteristics container and just drag that to your character sheet.
Okay. Good.
And now you got 50 points of disadvantages. Now you don't just have to look at that container that says disadvantages. You can look in the upper right-hand corner of your screen where it has your points. And you'll see it says 50 disadvantages.
Oh, that's where I'm looking at.
So once you...
Because I'm putting everything under treats.
I got you. So when you drag that secondary over there, you'll see that you have 50 points of disadvantages. You're all set.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
All right. Now for the complicated part with your character. Class advantages.
Yay.
Well, because it gets complicated. You see, you get 25 points in holy abilities to start with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Underneath those holy abilities, you have a thing called Holy Might. This is where you're going to pick your 25 points in holy abilities from. You're also going to notice that there are a number of them that are over 25 points. One of them is 57 points.
Mm-hmm.
Needless to say, you're going to have to level up to be able to pick that up.
Yeah, but I mean...
So, in this particular case, I would look at your Holy Might. Underneath Holy Might, you got a number of things that are lower points. Okay. Another way that I would do it, just so that you know how many points you spent, it's got 283 points worth of stuff in there. You can literally grab the thing that says 25 points in holy abilities and just drag that to your character sheet. And then you're going to delete stuff off your character sheet. That's up to you on how you want to do it. For me, I always find it's easier just to drag what I want off of it. I will say amphibious is not a horrible one to grab. That's 9
What
points.
does that do? Amphibious.
Amphibious? That means you can breathe underwater.
Oh. Yeah. Because I was going with actual amphibious.
Yeah.
And then maybe speak with animals.
So you got your
Well,
amphibious.
it's specialized in all aquatic animals, but yeah.
Right. So you can talk to fish.
Like speak underwater,
Yeah.
maybe?
Yeah, but that means that now, well, but only to fish.
No. Nah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you become Aquaman from the DC comics, 30 years ago.
Yeah. I see where it goes. Well, temperature tolerance sounds cool.
Temperature tolerance is cool, especially with the temperature tolerance of 8. That's massive. However, night vision would be better.
I can take both of those.
And damage resistance of 2, limited elemental. And when it says limited elemental, that's a fun one. You got some fun choices here. I'm glad that you didn't go with the ally.
What do you buy?
The ally gives you a divine servitor, basically a divine servant of your god that you can summon at any point in time. And I have to build them at the same number of points your character is at.
Nah.
Now, when you get it at the 19-point variable, it appears quite often. So you can try summoning them, and there's a strong chance that they're going to decide whether or not they're going to show up. So to explain this number a little bit better for you, you see where it appears quite often it has a 12 next to it. And the one above it appears almost all the time. It has a 15 next to it. This game runs with D6s, specifically 3D6. So 3D6, what's the lowest number you can roll on 3D6? That's a 3.
3.
The highest number you can roll on 3D6 is 18. What this is telling you is that you have to roll a 12 or below on 3D6 in order to summon your ally. And then the upgraded one, that costs 10 more points, you have to roll a 15 or below on 3D6 in order to summon your ally. Just like when you're looking at your disadvantages, some of those have a CR 12 on them. So in order to resist that disadvantage, you have to roll above a 12. I'm sorry, other way around. You have to roll below a 12.
Okay.
Like your impulsiveness. Okay, you picked up impulsiveness, right? But you notice your impulsiveness is at a CR 15. So it's pretty easy for you to be able to resist being impulsive. Because you have to roll a 15 or below on 3d6. So that means you have to roll a 16, 17, or 18 for it to fail.
Yeah, I'm starting to get it. Okay.
The percentage chance of that failure is 19.5% chance of failure.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
So,
Well,
How many points of Holy Might have you picked up? Because you're allowed 25 points.
So far, I picked up 2.
Okay.
Well, 2 things: amphibious and night vision.
Well, then let's do this. Okay. You have 3 things that automatically go with your character. Okay. Below where it says choose one higher purpose, you see where it says holiness, shtick, and talent, born war leader. Those are all automatic. You automatically get all 3 of those. Okay. Then I'm gonna recommend let's choose your higher purpose.
Wait, what ones do I get automatically? Did you say?
So below where it says choose one higher purpose, you see it has holiness, shtick, and talent, born war leader.
Mm-hmm.
You get all 3 of those.
Okay.
Those are automatic. Those are all part of the Holy Warrior. Okay. Now, the fun part with shtick is any creature you kill personally, any creature that you put the finishing blow on, nobody can raise them as undead. They're dead. There is no bringing them back, no turning them into a walking skeleton, no turning them into a zombie. They cannot come back. Okay?
Okay.
Then, right above where it says holiness, choose one higher purpose. Okay? So, it's up to you. You want to go after demons or you want to go after undead? Now, being as how we're kind of waking up in a crypt.
Yeah, I want to be... Let's go with demons.
Really?
Really? Why is that surprising?
Waking up in a crypt has a very high likelihood of running into undead.
Yeah, well... How much more undead are there?
And honestly, with where we're at...
How many demons we are going to encounter?
With where we're at and whatnot, I think that the slay undead will wind up being more beneficial to you.
Okay, thank you.
Undead gives you a +2 attack and damage against undead.
That's
so if
cool.
you did demons, then it would give you a +2 attack and damage against demons. And tracking and all that. All those different things. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes with it. But I think that for storyline-wise and for where we're at and how we're going to start the story off, I think the Slay Undead is your better option.
Okay, good.
Now, above that, it says a further 25 points chose from or additional holy abilities. Well, let's take a look at the 25 points chosen from. Now, oh, Jesus Christ. Now what? I may have to cut this short. For a sec. So you can choose if you want to. You can choose to go ahead and spend another 5 points and pick up Slay Demons as well. You can do both Slay Demons and Slay Undead. Okay. But for your character, because you are going to be a warrior type, okay?
Yeah.
The 2 things I am recommending you make sure you pick up, and these come out to 25 points. You want the high pain threshold, and you want the combat reflexes.
That one and the combat reflexes. Okay, good.
Now that's the 25 points there. All right.
Yeah.
So now you've got a few points left over. for your Holy Might stuff. I have no idea how many points you got left to go. Do not go with Spirit Empathy. And the reason I'm asking you not to go with Spirit Empathy is because that's kind of that's going to wind up falling in the same wheelhouse as the stuff that Casper's going for. So, but taking Blessed, Blessed could be a fun one to take. They're both worth the same amount of points. But like I said, I don't know how many points you got left. So if you look in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see you have a number of unspent points. How many unspent points do you have left?
Well, I kind of don't know.
Okay.
Because I didn't set it up right, I think. We start off with 150?
No, 250.
250.
So
okay.
Next to the 150 there, you click the little edit thing. And right here.
Unspent is now 71 points.
71 points. All right. So, before we pick up any more Holy Might abilities, okay?
Yeah.
What I'd like you to do is to look over on the right-hand side where it has skills and techniques.
Mm-hmm.
It has your primary skills. Okay? You're going to pick up Exorcism. You're going to pick up Hidden Lore. You're going to pick up Navigation C. That Hidden Lore, it says demons or undead. You have to choose. And obviously, if you've got your higher purpose slay undead, then your Hidden Lore is going to be undead. Underneath that, you have a melee package. There's 3 different melee packages to pick from.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, they are blowing up my phone. All right, well, you know what? There's nobody else actually really watching the stream. I got 7 likes on it, which is awesome. But I'm going to go ahead and shut down the stream.
Okay.
Sorry, guys, but
Bye.
you guys are going to have to find out what gets built for the game when we pick it back up.